What's up, Epic 7? Welcome to this week's Hall of Trials video. This week we will be dealing with Rampaging Abyssal Yufine. Now this is a very technical fight, but it's one with a lot of options. If you're just looking for a triple S plus team to get your Path of Orbis missions done, check the video linked in the description. It will show you how to do that super easy with relatively early game gear and free to play units. But if you're wanting to push that high score, you're wanting to get Dagger Sakar banged out, this is the team for you. So the way I set this up was a little bit of a surprise. Usually Hall of Trials is all about selling the new unit. So everybody's like, oh, back row's got to be a warrior, and you want fire units, and should be a defense scaler, and you're not allowed to crit. Well, that just screams Crow, but I found that Lionheart Sirmia, that's right, Lionheart Sirmia does significantly more damage than Crow every time I set her up. Now, if you don't have Lionheart Sirmia, Crow is a great second replacement. If you don't have Lionheart Sirmia or Crow, go with Designer Lilibet. If you don't have any of those three, try Fire Corvus. He is a defense scaling fire warrior. He would work perfectly. Outside of those four, you're probably not getting top 100. I think that's about your only options for top 100. As for a Cecilia replacement, you could use Fire Charlotte or you could use Brieg. But just be aware that Fire Charlotte's got RNG with her debuffs, and Brieg only has one debuff, so it's going to be a little harder. You're going to have to rely on a little more RNG to get into the break phase because you need 4 debuffs to get into the break phase. That's why I'm going with Aramentha. Aramentha has got 2 debuffs on her S3 and 1 debuff on her S2. Combined with 2 debuffs on Cecilia's S2, that gets me more than enough. And then Doris as my healer, mostly because she gives a defense buff, and Corvus, Crow, Sirmia, they're all Lilibet, they're all defense scalers, so she benefits from the defense buff, and also her S3 to be able to push units around is choice, and she has an 80% chance of blind, giving me a fifth or 6th debuffs. The more debuffs, the better. It makes it more stable. Now, if you do not have Doris, you can run Acades. Just realize you have a lower chance of a debuff on her S3, but she's a stronger healer. You could also run Tamarin. Tamarin's a little trickier to manipulate, but she does have an AoE on her S1 that does make it a little easier to stack the AoE hits inside the break phase. So those are kind of your options, right? So those are kind of your options for your healer. And as for your principal debuffer to replace Aramentha, probably the best replacement for Aramentha is going to be Dizzy. Not a lot of people have Dizzy. She is a collaboration unit. If you don't have Dizzy, go with any other debuffer, ideally one that's got an AoE that can stick multiple debuffs. Carrot would work, Bihu would work. You could probably get away with using Surin. Surin doesn't have AoE, so you're not going to rack up as high of a score, but you could probably use Surin, who immediately pushes you into the break phase, and then run Charlotte in front, because Surin's got all 4 debuffs in one package. So then you run Fire Charlotte in the front, so you got AoEs from her, and you could run Tamarin, so you got AoEs from her, and that'll make it easier to stack up the AoEs inside the break phase. So those are kind of your options, but let's get into the units and how they're built. First is my Lionheart Sirmia. Lionheart Sirmia is in the back. The back unit cannot crit. So no kidding, no stats matter but defense. I literally just went into manage equipment, ran the defense all the way up, ran every other stat all the way down, and used every piece of gear on the account, and this is what I got. A triple defense set, Aramentha with 3,475 defense. I put her on Our Beautiful Seasons. If you don't have this, the Strawberry Cake artifact works well too, gives you 20% extra damage. You don't have either of these, then just use Symbol of Unity. It's a 16% damage booster, but that works fine. Since she's a defense scaler, the attack buff doesn't matter that much. You can try Cruel Mischief and see if the attack stacks give you even more damage. I didn't test that. Those are kind of your options for a damage artifact. The second fastest unit on my team is Aramentha. Sorry, not second fastest. The fastest unit on my team is Aramentha. I put her on the Devil artifact. I thought it would be a fun way to take the edge off of the damage. I don't think it was needed. I was never really in a position where I was worried about dying, but hey, a little bit of extra healing, increasing the healing power, that I felt it helped out. But you could run whatever artifact on your debuffer that you want. Just remember that artifact debuffs do not count towards your total to push phase. So things like Sierra Wren and Torn Sleeve for Thieves, they're not going to proc debuffs when it matters. As for her speed, as for her build, you want her at least to have 10k health or she's just gonna die. Once it's just not enough health to stay alive. So make sure she's above 10k health, and then pump the rest into speed. Again, the other stats don't matter. You can give her a little bit of damage. You know, every little bit helps, but your back row is 99% of your damage. So don't stress damage too much. Just make sure she's got what it takes. And don't worry about effectiveness. Everything is guaranteed in Hall of Trial, so you don't have to worry about, you don't need any effectiveness to do this. For her EE, I just left the one that's normally on her. I don't think any of them matter. The 10 speed is all that really matters. Oh, and turn her imprint off if you have one, so that you can give some attack to Sirmia. A buck's a buck. It's, yeah, she's a defense scaler, but attack still counts. Next is our front row unit, Cecilia. Cecilia just needs to be faster than your Sirmia. My Sirmia was, what, 143 speed, so she's faster, but not a lot faster. But you do want her faster because she'll occasionally need to cut and lap. I put her on Rise of a Monarch because it gives 10% defense to all allies, and that will help Sirmia do more damage. It was a good damage booster. You can try Arius, but I'm worried that much damage will make your Cecilia explode. So I think this is the best bet for making sure your Cecilia doesn't die. The barriers are kind of nice too when she takes a turn. As for her EE, it doesn't matter. None of the E's will have any effect in this fight. So, wait, is that true? Yeah, you can't slow the enemies. None of the E's have any effect in this fight, so just pick whichever one you want. Make her bulky enough. She is going to take the hard hits in the front. So make sure she's got as much health as possible and a little bit of defense too, and a little bit of speed. Nothing else matters. And finally, the healer of the team is Doris. Doris, I played around with her speed a lot. I started her at 280. It was too fast. I slowed her down to, it was too fast in the sense that she would cut and then she would waste hits inside the break phase. I slowed her down to 220. And she wasn't fast enough. She wasn't going where I wanted her to go. I settled on the speed and it worked for the speed range of my team. This is the speed tuning part of Hall of Trials where you're going to have to feel it out and find the best place to run your units. I put her on Prophetic Candlestick just because all of the AoE splash attacks coming in, it gave her additional turns when it was needed. It was nice to help cycle. Her healing skill helped keep my team alive, make sure I could push when I wanted to push, especially inside the break phase where you're constantly getting spammed with AoEs. That can be the difference between her wasting an S1 attack or having her S2 back and being able to pass a turn to somebody who can do actual damage. But if you're having trouble staying alive, by all means, put her on a healing boosting artifact. Put her on Touch of Rekos. Put her on Unfading Memories, or not Shamatter Staff, what's it called? Or put her on Rod of Amaryllis. Any of those would work well. I went ahead and spread her HP a little bit just to help make the other Shire units a little bit tankier. And there you go. That's the whole team. Now let's see how the fight goes. Okay, everybody, at the start of the fight, Yufine's going to go all trauma mode on us and seal the entire team. Since we're sealed, we're not going to get the benefit of Sirmia giving herself a defense buff when she receives a counterattack. That's part of why Doris is here. But right now our focus is getting Yufine's HP bar down as close to 50% as we can. So a lot of S1s. Now, resist the urge to S3 with Cecilia here. We want to save that immunity for later. We're taking some hits. We're getting a little bit hurt, but that's okay. More S1s. Devil Artifact proccing, more S1s. We're going to save all of our AoE skills. And now we're kind of hurt, so we'll have Doris heal everybody up, give us a defense buff, and we can drop Cecilia's S3 to give everybody immunity. That's perfect, because now when Yufine screams, we don't get burned. If you're not running Cecilia, Doris's regen should still stay ahead of the damage from the burns. More S1s. We are now in the turn. As soon as Yufine takes a turn, we're going to be in the pre-break phase where we got a debuff. So let's just drop our S1s, get it as close to 55 as we can. There we go, 55%. We are in. Perfect. Another S1 hit here. And there we go. Okay, now you see the number 4 up there? We need 4 debuffs. Now Doris has a 80% chance to blind, and we missed it. We got 20%. God, don't rely on Doris. We've got 2 debuffs on Celine's S2. Sorry, on Cecilia's S2. That gets us down to 2 debuffs. Now, the important thing is making sure Sirmia is all the way in the back, which she is. As long as Sirmia is all the way in the back, we are good to enter the stage. We'll drop the S3. That's 2 more debuffs, and bam, we're in the break phase. 1, 2. You see the number 2 over top of Sirmia? We need that to be a 4. Once you hit the boss one time with a 4, it'll remove that defense buff, and that is the key to damage. So it's important that we get a 4 on Sirmia, and then we ramp it up to a 6 after that. So right now, Sirmia is not going to cut. So I'm pushing her up. That way, Cecilia is able to go first. We'll do an AoE hit here. I'll just use her S3 so it'll regen faster for later. And this will cause the AoE hit will cause the eggs to counter, pushing us up to a 4 on Sirmia. Now, you don't want to use your S3 yet. That's our big nuke. So we're going to use our S1 that gets rid of our 4 and takes out that defense buff. Now we need 3 more AoE hits to get those numbers back. So there's 1, 2. We'll put the defense buff up because she's a defense scaler. Our Araminta was fast, so she lapped another AoE hit. And that is 3, 4, and Cecilia cuts. So we can do the S2. That's another AoE hit for 5, 6. 6 is the maximum. We've got the defense buff, attack buff. Everything is ready. This should be a powerhouse hit. This is where all the damage comes. Everything is about setting up this hit. 7.8, and the pop, bam, 12.5 million. Now, we still have an attack left. I'd love to push Sirmia up to have her get one last hit in, but unfortunately, she's too far back. Araminta is too fast. She's just going to cut. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and push Sirmia up just to, help her cycle a little bit faster so she can get some hits off in between the break phases. She's our slowest unit anyway. We get one last hit in from Araminta, 12.6 million out of the first break phase. Once again, into trauma mode. Now, this round, Yufine's going to be doing her scream first. You can always check the CR bar to see where she's at on that, but, we got to do what we got to do. We don't have immunity for a while yet, so we're going to ride out some burns, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get an S1 hit in here. Bam. And Doris, you'll heal next round, so it's okay that we've got the burns coming because Doris is going to be able to have her S2 back, and that'll help us survive the burns. Here's the scream. Everyone's on fire. But Doris can put up her S2 skill. This regen buff plus the defense buff will help us survive being on fire. And let me see. We're at 80. We really need to get this bar down. There's 75. Here's another hit. This will take us down to 70. $65. Yufine hits. Ouch. Okay. I'm a little bit concerned, but I think we're okay. I think Cecilia can take those extra burns. So a couple more hits. We're below the 55 hit threshold, so we're in good shape. We'll do another hit here. And you know what? Yufine's going to scream and set us on fire again, so let's just go ahead and use the S3. That way we don't get burned again. So good shape, good shape. Remember, you don't have to worry about using skills here because as soon as you enter the break phase, everybody's skills are reset. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go for this 20%. We got hosed on it last time, but let's see if we can get a debuff off with her S1 skill here. So we'll just S1. We did get it. It dropped it to 3. I think this is fine. We'll go ahead and S3 here. That's 2 more debuffs. That gets us down to 2 and 1. Okay, so I want to make sure Sirmia goes first. So that Sirmia will be all the way in the back, and that way Cecilia can push the phase. So we'll push Sirmia up. Oh no. Okay, Yufine's cutting my Cecilia, and that's a problem. If Yufine takes a turn, she resets her counter. So our counters go back to 4. You know what? We're not bricked yet. We can make this work. We got extra backup plans. Sometimes backup plans are so amazing, you hope everything else fails. So we're going to do this. This is 2 debuffs. That gets us down to 2. Now, unfortunately, her S2 is only 1 debuff. That gets us down to 1. So all we have to do is have Doris not get 20%ed. Ah, nice. Nice. Good job, Doris. We're in the break phase. Okay, remember, we only need a 4 on Sirmia. So we don't want to use our AoE here. We're just going to use a single target attack. That way Cecilia can do her AoE, triggering the counters, and that will get our counter up to 4 on Sirmia. You need 4 to get rid of the defense buff, and then we use all of our AoEs to get 6 later. So that gets rid of the defense buff. And let me see, where are we here? We're in good shape. We're in good shape. Araminta's going to be able to cycle and cut, so we'll just defense buff up to give the defense buff to Sirmia. We'll do an AoE hit here. That takes us 1-2 counter on Sirmia. We'll do an AoE here. That'll get our turn counter up to 3-4 on Sirmia. And we'll do another AoE here. That'll trigger a counter. Getting us up to 5 and 6. Very nice. Okay, so, you know what? If I S1 with Doris, it's not going to do a lot of damage. So I may as well push up Araminta and let her do an S1. She hits harder. Buck's a buck, right? We're min-maxing here. So Araminta can do her S1 skill. Yeah, 159k, not bad. And then the big bang attack. Get him, Sirmia. Let's go. Let's go. 18, 19, 20, 22. 1, 2, and pop. 28 million. Nice, nice. Okay. We just got to get to the third stage now. Once we get in the third stage, it'll be easy street. So everybody's pretty hurt here. I'm going to S2. We need the healing up. We need the defense buff up. We're far away from immunities. We're going to be taking some burns. So we need to do what we can to protect ourselves. Okay, Araminta hits. There's all the burns. I think we could heal and push somebody up, but let's just S1. Let's get the counter down. We'll do another hit here. It gets us down to 80. We'll do another hit here. Gets us down to 75. Another hit here. 70. She's going to target Cecilia. Big damage. Okay. I'm a little worried about Araminta. I don't want her to die. So I'm going to push her up just to make sure that 4 burns doesn't take her out. We'll S3. This will heal her up enough that she should be fine. And get that hit in. Do another hit here. Another hit here. Oof, Cecilia didn't cut. I should have pushed Cecilia up. She could have given immunity to the whole team, but it's okay. Cecilia's fine. Everything's fine. Let's do the S2. That gives us 2 debuffs. And let me see. Look at the turn counter. I think everything is fine. Doris is going to go next. Everybody's skills reset in the break phase, so I can use Doris's S3 skill to control, but I think we push phase and Araminta still cuts. Cecilia lags behind because of the speed buff. I think we're fine. So let's go ahead and drop the S3. Let's push this final break phase. Okay, we're in. 1, 2. Okay. Doris, let's just go ahead and let's see. Will she cut? Will she cut? Okay, so Cecilia won't cut the speed buff. Araminta is significantly faster, but that speed buff's going to make Sirmia cut. So I want to make sure that we have one unit that can do an AoE go before Sirmia so that we can make sure. Now, I think I probably should push. Yeah, I should push Cecilia here because she's the most hurt and I want those burns to kill her. Oh, crap. I pushed the wrong unit. It's okay. This will still work. Cecilia won't die. 1, 2 hits. And that gets rid of the defense buff. Don't die. Oh, she lived. It's so good. Okay, let's, it doesn't matter which one we use, really. Let's just do an AoE hit. There we go. 1, 2. And then Araminta can do her S3. This will get us up to a 4-hitter. Okay, now the big question is, can Cecilia cut Sirmia with that speed buff? She's inching up on her. We'll defense buff up here. Come on, Cecilia. You can do it. Okay, guys, she's right on top of Sirmia. Oh my God, is she going to cut 80 and 81? It's so close. Holy crap, guys, it's so close. I really should have pushed Cecilia. I kind of blew that, but it's okay. It's going to work out. I know it's going to work out. Come on. She made it. Skin of her teeth, she made it. Oh my God, it's so good. We do the AoE, and that's going to give us our 6 hits. There is AoE, and we get our 5, and we get our 6, and Sirmia is supercharged, guys. Big bang attack. Let's go, Sirmia. Show me. 35, 36, 40, 40, 47, 47.9. Hell yeah. What a run. All right. So that's how you do it, guys. That is how you do it. And we get all these rewards. How do we score? Bam. Yeah. First place, baby. First place. So that's how I did it. And that's how you can do it too. So go ahead and make your teams. Knock me off of my pedestal. Let me enjoy for like another half hour before you do it. But then go in, get your Dagger Sakaar taken care of. Get your top 100 secured. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care, Epic 7.